And Jesus said to the man that he just healed from blindness, "Do you believe in the Son of Man?" And the man said, "Who is he, Lord, that I might believe? That not only you saw him, but you are talking to him." And the man said, "I do believe." Dear people, as I told you these last 3 Sundays, last Sunday, this Sunday, and next Sunday, we are reading from the Gospel of John. And today we again have another manifestation of what baptism do for us. Last Sunday we spoke about the water that cleanses us. Today we speak about the light. But before we go to the Gospel, we have to see what the first reading has to offer. We heard from the book of Kings that Solomon was called by God to go to Bethlehem, to the family of Jesse. And there, after Jesse was asked by the prophet to bring all his children, so that together they would make the sacrificial offering, the prophet began to look at one after the other, and although he felt that the first one was called by God to be anointed, the Lord said to the prophet, "Is not this one?" Finally, after the 6th one appeared, he asked Jesse, the prophet, if there is any other more children. And he said, "Yes, we have a small child who is about 14, he is tendering the sheep." And the prophet said, "We are not going to sit for the sacrificial offering unless he comes here." And then David entered in the presence of the prophet. Prophet Samuel stand up, took the horn from his oil, and poured it on his head as he anointed him now as the second king of the Jews. By virtue of baptism, we are anointed. We are meant to be priestly. We are meant to be prophets. But also we are meant to be also kings. Because not only we serve the Lord, and we serve him as priestly people, but also we serve him as servants. And we serve him in a special way by proclaiming and bringing his message to the people that we become. In the second reading today, St. Paul speaks to us about that we are children of light. And he asks us and exhorts each one of us to live accordingly as people of light. And we need to shine in darkness. And we need to know that our action does not reflect the action of darkness. And why we are doing so? Because in baptism we die with Christ and we rise with him to a new life. And from that life we receive light. And our life is the guidance of the gospel. Our life is to shed light on the beautiful Word of God. That our lifestyle will be like a light for others to follow. That each one of us, by our very life, we have to be people who guide others to the truth. And that's why now we can understand the gospel. When Jesus met the man who begged him to heal him from his blindness. Although Jesus, the blind man referred to physical blindness, Jesus healed him physically and spiritually. Yes, he put clay. Yes, he put saliva and smeared them on his eyes and tell him to go and wash. But later on, Jesus came and really made the man understand that he had to come not only to save the body, but in a very special way to save his soul. And he demanded from the man's face, "Do you believe?" And that word, "do you believe?" do you testify that I am the one? And the man not only believed, but worshipped. But dear people, we are the light of the world. Our lifestyle indicates who we are as Christians. This is the idea on the vigil of Easter, that basket candle ender in the middle of the church, and the church is in darkness, and by itself lit, after we burn the fire, And each one of us will take from that light and will fill the church with the little lights. And that is what we are. We are lights that we receive from Christ to be thrown into the world, where the world, with all its darkness, with the fragility of sickness, of sin, we need to enlighten others in the truth. How am I going to enlighten others? By standing for the value of the gospel. That my life will be not contrary to the way I live. That my life is not contrary to the faith I believe. That my life will be genuine and sincere, so that our action proves who we are, children of light, children of the day. And we know when we are children of the day, darkness has no place within us. And so today I invite you to see when you have decided the time came for you to be baptized. Although that day is not remembered by many because we were baptized by our parents, and then when we come to the reason, we come in front of the leader of the church, the bishop normally, and we confirm the vows of our baptism. And why we confirm them? So that we become adults in that faith that our fathers and mothers have given us. And this is the most important part of our lives, that we are witness to the truth, that we are witness to the Word of God that becomes flesh, Jesus Christ, and dwell among us. That Jesus, that by his life, that his resurrection, he showed us the love of the Father, and for each one of us to imitate him in his love and compassion for others. This is what Lenten season is all about. That we look into ourselves and see how many times, by our lifestyle, by our example, by our way of directing people, we have not been light. Correct our faults by we recommit ourselves to the vows of baptism. Renew them as we renew them every sacrament we receive. And we will ask the Lord to help us, to give us the strength that we need to be able to witness by what we live, by what we say and do, that we are really children of light. If we do so, then what we are meditating in these readings will become very effective by the way we reach out to others. May that life of Christ that we share from the fountain of baptism will be for us a responsibility to make Christ known, so that we, who are children of light, one day will endure with Christ, who went to prepare for us a place in the kingdom, in that kingdom